New weapons channel, the German BMD Wiesel, a tracked light airborne amphibious assault vehicle for the airborne troops of the German land forces, was adopted into service in 1987. The vehicle turned out to be slightly more than 3 meters long, and the bore is about 1.5 meters, with a monstrous weight of almost 2.5 tons. BMD Wiesel with a 20mm automatic cannon is used to fight mechanized enemy. There are several modifications. Command and Staff Primus C2, Reconnaissance Combat Vehicle Pioneer, Self-propelled 120mm barrel-loading mortar, Self-propelled anti-aircraft short-range Ocelot missile system, Wiesel modification with TOH-2 anti-tank system with thermal night sight and others. Armored personnel carrier, has a mass of about 3 tons and a payload of 750 kilograms. Welded hull of the vehicle provides protection of the crew against 7.62mm small arms fire and small fragments of mines and shells. The Wiesel is powered by a VW turbocharged 5-cylinder diesel engine rated at 86 horsepower, automatic transmission, 31 horsepower per ton. BMD Wiesel Mk20A1 version of the fire support vehicle with a single turret with 20mm automatic cannon Mk20 Rheinmetall, to combat ground targets at ranges up to 7,000 meters and aircraft at altitudes up to 2,000 meters. The sub-caliber projectile, at a range of 1,000 meters, can pierce 20mm thick armor at an angle of encounter of 60 degrees, that is, RAPC and BMP. The gunner uses a laser rangefinder and periscopic sight with independent field of view stabilization. The ground reconnaissance vehicle, its radar detects and escorts ground and air targets in automatic mode at a range of 35 to 40 kilometers. The practice of using the BMD Wiesel showed that the vehicle met the requirements of the airborne troops as a light weapons carrier and was airmobile. The Airborne Brigade has 46 Wiesel TOUA-1S and 30 Wiesel with cannon. A Boeing 747 aircraft could carry 30 Wiesel TBMs, a third of the brigade's vehicles, and 1 Wiesel could be carried on the outer harness of a Black Hawk or Super Puma helicopter. The new model of assault vehicle Wiesel 2 was used in Bundeswehr since 2001. The hull was lengthened to a monstrous size 4 meters 20 centimeters, adding a 4th support roller and a 2nd support roller on each side, and inhabited internal volume was doubled. The new ZF automatic transmission had 4 forward speeds and 2 reverse. Engine power was increased from 86 to 109 horsepower, air conditioning and filtration ventilation system appeared. The command and control vehicle Primus C2 was designed to control fire of artillery, as well as to act as a forward reconnaissance point. A variant of the Pioneer reconnaissance fighting vehicle was developed. The mission of the vehicle was to detect enemy ground targets, track them on the battlefield. The self-propelled mortar created by Rheinmetall. A 120mm smoothbore mortar was openly placed aft. Preparation of data for firing is carried out with the help of the fire control system. Aiming is carried out by buttons from the keyboard. There is an onboard computer and navigation equipment. It takes 20 seconds to fire the first 3 shots. The Ocelot is a self-propelled short-range anti-aircraft missile system based on the Wiesel 2 with 4 FIM-92 Stinger-guided missile systems. It provides engagements of air targets at ranges of 200 to 4,500 meters, flying at 720 meters per second and altitudes up to 3,800 meters. The crew fires at the targets from the cockpit. Reloading of the launcher after firing of 4 rockets is done manually. The total mass of the system is about 4 tons. It is used to cover ground troops on the march. On the battlefield against attacks from enemy aircraft and helicopters, together with self-propelled radar station of radar reconnaissance and issuing targeting signals, is also mounted on the chassis of the BMP Wiesel. Hard radar simultaneously tracks up to 20 different air targets at a distance of up to 20 kilometers, providing automatic tracking of all types of targets in the face of electronic countermeasures. A variant of BMD Wiesel 2 is an ambulance and recovery vehicle with an extended rear compartment with medical equipment to provide first aid directly on the battlefield. Small transporter on the chassis of Wiesel 2 with a carrying capacity of about 1 ton and a few more modifications. All machines are air transportable, with the possibility of landing from the plane. However, the command gives preference to landing from helicopters. The German Wiesel BMVs have taken part in military operations of the army units of the Federal Republic of Germany. They were used in Somalia in 1993 and in Kosovo in 1999. The main objectives in both cases were to patrol the roads and conduct reconnaissance. In Afghanistan, the vehicles have always acted in the German armed forces from the very beginning of their arrival in the country. Interestingly, the Chinese are developing various military equipment for the armed forces. Recently, an unknown tracked armored vehicle was spotted, created supposedly for airborne units of the Air Force. Chinese designers used as an object for imitation the German BMD Wiesel 2. China does not usually advertise its tactical and technical characteristics of new trucks. They have very similar running gear, while there are some differences in the shape of an armored hull. It is likely that its gross weight does not exceed 3,500 kilograms. It should fit into PLA's transport helicopters. The armored personnel carrier is capable of carrying 7 to 8 fully equipped paratroopers. Power of the diesel engine is -140 to 160 horsepower. Maximum road speed is up to 75 kilometers per hour. Cruising range by fuel is 500 to 600 kilometers. Design features do not allow to cross water obstacles. It has certain restrictions during combat operations. It is possible that in addition to versions for the transportation of personnel, there will be a command and staff vehicle and armored vehicle designed for fire support, armed with small caliber guns and machine guns. The family will definitely include an anti-tank system with guided missiles, as well as an air defense unit and self-propelled mortar. Everything about the U.S. Air Force B-21 Raider stealth bomber is at the link. See you soon.